Exactly a day like today, a year ago, I applied to Boston University to transfer. I was about to graduate in Mexico. I was almost done with my career in Mexico, and I knew I was gonna get very behind. So many thoughts crossed my mind. What if it's not worth it? What if my mom ends up spending a lot of money on my education and then I don't do anything with my life? What if I don't like living in Boston for that long? Now, I'm gonna ask you all to please close your eyes and think about some life-changing decisions. Quitting a job, moving to a different state or even country, breaking up with someone that you spent many years with, and all the what-if questions that you had that complicated these decisions. What ifs such as, what if I don't make enough money? What if my life isn't as fulfilling as I thought in this new state or country? What if I don't ever find anyone as compatible as my previous partner? Now, I would like you all to think about how your life looks right now. After making all of those decisions and letting go of all the what-ifs, think about where you're standing right now. You can open your eyes now. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my life-changing decisions. When I was 15, if anyone would have told me that at the age of 18, I would have my first job opportunity with no experience, I wouldn't have believed it. But it happened because one day, I decided to randomly send an email to 3 boutique hotels in my hometown. Now, I have to admit, it was a very poor email with only one sentence explaining who I was and why I wanted to work there. But shockingly, I got a response. And for a year, I got to learn the best hospitality foundations from my bosses, a Canadian couple, Sarah and Neil, which up until today, 4 years later, I still remember and use every day. Now, when I was 18, if anyone would have told me that I would ended up transferring to Boston University at 21, being almost done with my career in Mexico, I would not have believed it. But it changed my life. It involved letting go of the control I had of my future. It involved letting go of all the plans I had and how I saw myself working and having a family in Mexico. The what-ifs could not stop in my mind because the what-if is such an uncomfortable place that makes us doubt who we are, what we really want, and just complicates these decisions. But I knew deep within me that if I really wanted to challenge myself to grow emotionally and intellectually, I needed to move to a different country. Now, when I was 20, if anyone would have told me that at 21, I would become a manager, I would not have believed it. Just like many of us, I grew up with the limited idea that because of age, you cannot apply to certain job positions. But I still did. I took the risk, and one day when I saw that my favorite bar restaurant in Seaport had an open position, I applied. Well, I was expecting an absolute no. I still showed up to both interviews with a lot of confidence, being very honest as well, explaining that I didn't have any restaurant experience, but I was so eager and motivated to learn that they decided to give me the opportunity. Now, I have to admit that the reason why I have taken all of these risks and these decisions are because of my mom. I grew up inspired by her every day. She has been building with consistency and discipline for 32 years, which have let her achieve so many dreams and goals she had in her life. There hasn't been one single day when she decided not to show up to work because she just wasn't feeling like showing. In fact, about 3 weeks ago, I called her on FaceTime, and it was a Tuesday. She was in my house. And I was like, what? But then she was like, I have COVID. And then it made sense. And the first thing that she said when she picked up is that she turned her camera and she showed me her desk with a huge pile of paperwork. And she said, look, I built my own office in my room. How cool is that? And I laughed because not even COVID was an excuse for her to take any days off. I learned from my mom that dreams can become a reality. We just gotta start by first taking risks and then sticking to them with consistency and discipline. And how do I translate that consistency and discipline? Well, I had to rewrite this talk at least 5 to 7 times, and I thought about quitting 12 days in a row because the what-ifs could not stop in my mind. Just like the same what-ifs you thought of at the beginning of the talk, and like the same what-ifs I had before moving to Boston. How wild it is to think that a year ago, I had no idea I would be standing right here at Boston University, giving a TED Talk, and accomplishing a dream I've always had since I was 15 years old. I dreamt about it. I imagined how amazing it would be if that would become real one day, and today is happening. We all have dreams and goals in life, but we gotta make big decisions if we wanna move closer to those dreams. Yes, we will always have 1,000 of what-ifs, but if we do not open ourselves to the opportunities that life gives us, then all we will ever have are just gonna be those what-ifs. I was so close to not sending my first email because I thought no one was gonna hire me if I didn't have any experience. I was so close to declining my admission to Boston University because I thought I was too late to transfer. I was so close to applying as a cocktail server instead of a manager because I thought for my age, I didn't stand a chance. And I was so close to not being right here talking to you because I thought what I have to say is nothing new and then no one would care. But here I am, sharing my experience on what I've learned. And I know I'm only 22 and that I have so much more to learn about life. But what I'm sure of is that dreams can become real. We just gotta start by first taking risks and sticking to them with consistency and discipline. Because when you let go of all of those what-ifs that will always come along with big decisions, you would be amazed where life could take you. Thank you.